Namaste and welcome. Happy Friday. As y'all can see, my partner in crime and colleague, Oshun Oset Mayat, is with me again. What's up, sister?
All right, what's up with you? Peace, everybody.
Just a little tired from the week. How about you? How did your week go as far as after the South win?
It was okay. I was happy to see Mercury go direct, and
Yes.
the veil has been thin, so spiritual activity has been high, dreams been on 10, stuff like that. But other than that, it was cool. I took precautions this retrograde
You took
to make
precautions.
it. Yeah. I did things because I was like, I don't want this to be too heavy. So
Right, right. Well, remember, like I said last week, no matter how I prepare, this should be hitting me. You know,
that's that Virgo life.
it is. I fucking hate it. I can't stand it. Spiritually though, let's go on a topic real quick. Spiritually though, what's going on in the country right now? Well, how would you define that?
I think everybody is focused on this election right now. I
Mhm.
think everybody is like kind of ready to make the transition, you know what I mean? So I think a lot of people got their attention there. But even with that, like the fact that we're still counting votes, that's Mercury. That's Mercury retrograde all day, It went direct on vote day. So I already
Mhm.
knew it was gonna be some shenanigans and some foolishness, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
It's gonna slow it down. So
right.
I already prepared for it. I don't pledge my allegiance, you know what I'm saying? I have a
Mm.
way of getting my influence without running to the poll, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
But
right.
that's what everybody's focused on right now.
Yeah, we're still in even though it went direct, people forget about that shadow phase. You know, we're still in that shadow phase. So I think I'm still feeling the effects of just that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
this one was a doozy because Mercury doesn't like Scorpio. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say that. Mercury is uncomfortable in Scorpio. So, that one was a doozy. And I even seen like it didn't catch me so much, but I saw how it really affected a lot of people around me. You
Hmm.
know, major. So
Yeah. Okay. So what we got for the people this evening?
well, I thought it would be cool. We could, have our usual conversation. And for those who were interested in getting a reading, I thought it would be cool to have you and I do readings on a subject for people to have two different perspectives to give a more holistic viewpoint. And then you can also give your suggestions. Because a lot of times people like us, we're solution based, so we're not just listening to your problems. We like, you can do this, you can do that. So
Right.
I thought it would be cool if we did that today. If there were some people out there who wanted to have a quick online mini reading, minimum $5, they send it to you, send it to me, and then we do an online reading for them. So the information is in the description tab.
It is.
I don't see any comments. Is anybody here?
Yeah, there is. Okay, I'm gonna list the people who were here. Third Eye Butterfly, Shonda Miles, AJ. Okay, I lost my hostess. All right. She will be back, y'all. But like she said, we're going to be doing some of these online readings here. If you're interested, like she said, there will be. Um, all right, there she is. She came back,
I
y'all.
went wrong. I pushed the wrong button. I was trying to get the comments to come up. I pushed something and everybody was gone. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Okay, so Shonda, Trina, Tawanda, Third Eye Butterfly, AJ Johnson, Kasim, if I'm saying that right, Phyllis Glenn.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
can see it now.
Oh, you can see them. Okay.
Yeah, now I can. I have to get used to this setup.
What is it? What's the setup again?
StreamYard, because you on StreamYard, and usually
Yeah.
I'm either streaming directly from YouTube. So
Okay. Okay. Yeah, they made the the format so difficult, I moved away from just streaming right from YouTube. They made it complicated when it didn't have to be. At least in my, you know what I mean. So
Yeah. The stream I was just doing wasn't directly through them. It was on something called Be Live, something I was trying out.
okay, gotcha. So this is going to be for y'all who is watching right now. So get at us. Give us some, like Bobby said, give me some questions.
Okay, I'm Cashapping both of y'all so I can get both perspectives. Okay, so Tawanda says she's about to send in hers. Let me get my cards out, y'all. I had to become a traveling reader last night. I had a reading in my neighborhood, so I got to unpack my bag right quick.
Okay. You know, I put a lot of energy into the way I read.
I know. I watch you. It works though.
Yes, indeed. It took me a long time to build it up too. That's why when I see people just learning and just starting to get, yeah, maybe you should practice more. You know.
Yeah. You know what? It takes time to learn. To read cards to the art of tarot.
Thank
It's
you.
not just memory. Some people think, okay, as long as I remember what the cards mean, but if you're reading from memory, you're going to be a poor reader.
Pretty much. I think Crystal can answer that question. How much time should we give Saint Expedite for results?
Okay, so when you're doing rituals or spells, and first of all, no matter who you're doing them with, there is no set time frame that is going to happen in, because the time frame that it's going to take for your situation to manifest is going to be very specific to what's going on in your life and what the circumstances are that you're trying to change or resolve. But Saint Expedite, generally, when we petition him, we understand that we want a fast result. Let's just say, for instance, you have a deadline. Most people have a deadline by what it is that they need. Like, they're trying to get money for this, or they're trying to get this coming in a certain time frame. If the time frame that you have set for yourself where you have that need of it has already passed, I would say do some divination, because I've seen where like a woman before, she was petitioning Saint Expedite, and she's like, he's not working. And I did a reading for her, and she had all these problems. She had like all these attachments. She had initiated into these crazy systems, and all this work had been done on her. And so her rose was blocked and she was blocked. Saint Expedite can't help you with that. She was trying to get him to, get her to pay up these bills or whatever. But I'm like, the problem isn't the bills. He would manifest that money for the bills, and you would find yourself in another situation, because the problem is all of this stuff that's blocking you. So she can keep trying to petition Saint Expedite, but your situation is more complex than just you got a little stagnant energy. You need something to happen quickly. So if it's been, usually they say 3 weeks, 3 months for working, to at least see some movement. If something hasn't moved, you need to go back to the drawing board. You need to get you a reading. You need to do some divination, and you need to ask and look deeper, because a lot of times, and I'm going to tell you something, people in the Magick knows this, sometimes people are dishonest. They come to spiritual workers, either they're dishonest or they don't reveal certain information and keep a lot of secrets, holding back stuff, thinking that they're being slick or that they're saving money, and really they're sabotaging their own work by doing that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Just like she said, people are dishonest, or they just won't tell us the full story, and then we do a half-ass working, and then they blame us for it. But when you wasn't honest in the first goddamn place, what the hell do you expect?
I think Magick's feeling this.
I done had so many issues with that shit. Oh, yeah. Okay, so looks like Tawanda did send in
Okay, my little Cashapp just did a little dance. No. You know how it's like,
Yeah.
Okay. So Tawanda, what is your question? Tawanda's a Cancer, just in case you wanted to know.
Moonchild.
Yes. I be like to know everybody's sign when I'm doing readings.
Okay. I forgot you do that, but yeah, you sure do. Yep.
Astrology was my first love in dealing with the occult. It's what I first gravitated towards. So
She says she can't think of a question, so let's do a general.
okay. My moon is in Cancer and sun is in Virgo. Oh, so you said who is natural? Natural. Oh, maybe she's just making a comment.
I think she is making a comment. I know
Okay.
that. I think that's Tammy, though.
Okay, Tawanda, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle. Oh no, I don't want to use these. It's like, wait a minute. Let me pull out these. I'm gonna pull out my angel cards.
Hello,
Angel
Alex.
cards. Okay, we're gonna read from those. Let's read from those. Let's just run them over the sage a little bit. Okay. So what is the energy around Tawanda? What does she need to know for her greatest and highest good? What do her ancestors, God, guardians need for her to know?
Tawanda, if you're talking about, Tawanda said that's so stupid to me. But if you're talking about people coming to us and not giving the full story or outright lying, it happens more often than you can imagine. It happens a lot. It's stupid to us too. Trust me.
My first thing be, why lie to somebody who you know psychic? Like, we can see your
right.
damn way.
You know we can find out the goddamn truth. What the hell is wrong with you people? It's like, okay, Tawanda. Tammy, what exactly are you saying? I told you, you said Magic, you told me that. What is it are you speaking of? While I shuffle these cards here.
Okay, Tawanda, so I'm going to tell you what I see here, what the message is from Spirit. The theme card, I've got the Four of Cups reversed. Look at me trying to find my camera. Okay, there we go. So the Four of Cups, it says right here, missing an opportunity, to discontentment, boredom, open your eyes to the possibilities. So I feel like there is some opportunity either that you can be availing yourself of right now, or you're on the cusp of it, but I feel like you're gonna miss it. Like Spirit says, open up your eyes, because there is some opportunity that you can, like, I feel like you have been feeling stuck, right? And they're like, there's this opportunity that she could be taking advantage of that's going to push her forward, but you're not doing it, right? It's like the Four of Cups, a lot of times, and especially because it's reversed, it shows a person who's preoccupied with the past disappointments, with things that went wrong, and they're like in an emotional place where they're just feeling like lack, or they're feeling down on themselves. So I feel like you've been probably very reflective. You've been maybe like thinking about the past, thinking about things that didn't go right, and there's an opportunity that you could be taking advantage of, but you're not. Okay. The reason that they're saying you're not doing it is the Five of Air right here, reverse, which says an unwise choice. Learn what you can from the situation. Review everyone's motives. Okay. So the Five of Swords basically is conflict. Okay. There's some kind of conflict, some kind of conflicting energy, or some kind of, I want to almost say like fight. Okay, because you got two swords cards, the Queen of Swords and the Five of Swords. So I feel like you've been in some kind of battle. You've been dealing with some kind of just negative interactions, or just like it's like a battle, I feel like, more than anything. But it's like you're not making the best decisions because you're coming from an emotional place. The Four of Cups has you looking at the past, looking at what went wrong, and it's like it's time for you to release that. It's time for you to stop looking at the past, to stop focusing on what went wrong, to pull yourself out of your emotions. It's like you got stuck in the emotional, they're saying you got stuck in an emotional trench, where it was like so heavy that you were processing that you got stuck in it. Okay. So you got to free that up. Then we got the objective decision making, clear away all that no longer serves you, seeing the humor in a situation. Okay. So again, this is like it needs you to be more airy, right? It needs you to work on your head, more clearing your head, because there's some opportunities. The last card I got for you is the Ten of Earth, which says a very happy family life, financial security. So this is like the energy that you want to bring in. This is the energy in the future, which is financial stability, right? Which is a lot of money, right? It's not like the Page of Pentacles where it's like a little bit of money. The Ten of Earth is like a large amount of money. So it's saying that there's an opportunity that's going to lead to money and to also happiness, but you got to take it, right? Stop looking at the past, because you're going to miss it, because it's like right there and you're missing it.
Okay, so Tawanda, I mean, it's funny how what Crystal says lines up with the cards that I got. First card is Papa Legba. This is the crossroads. She normally says to me, there's an issue here, or an opportunity, like Crystal said, that requires attention, but not trickery. You know what I'm saying? When Legba sits at the crossroad, it can be either spiritual or mundane. You can handle the situation from either or. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But the major arcana card tells me that this could be a romantic thing. Okay. And normally this is a life event. When I come across a major arcana card, you're seeing the lovers right here, and from the previous card, it could say that, it could be a situation that can't be handled within your romantic life. You know what I mean? But you got to figure out how to do this. You're gonna have to be straightforward with it and not go the Legba route, not be the trickster. As far as that's concerned, I'm being straightforward as I can about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go back to this card because Radha's air, thoughts, the mind. See what I'm saying? So you're trying to figure out how to handle this situation. Mercury's is now direct. You go straight in. You know what I'm saying? Plus, you're a moon child. Did I get that right? You're Cancer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have a tendency to. How do I say this? I ain't gonna say lie, but
Tell the truth and shame the devil. Okay. They tend to lie and they sleep. And they don't come at you straight. They come at you like at an angle. You know what
right, right. So cancers do have a tendency to lie. Since Crystal told me to say it, you know what I'm saying.
You want to
anyway. So be careful, okay? Y'all have a way of not with just your words, but how you deal with situations. Okay. For this card to come up says that this is something that needs your immediate attention. I'm sorry. But the last card is fire. Okay. You don't need to lose your head. She said, I don't be lying now, and put 3 smiley faces behind it. Okay.
You don't be lying a lot. She be lying.
I didn't say it. Crystal said it.
He told me to say it, y'all. I'm telling you.
Okay. I mean, it's just interesting reading here because, it's telling me that although a situation needs your attention, it needs an honest result. You know what I mean? And Cancer is what? Water? Is Cancer water? Y'all tend to deal with things from an emotional level. This says you will probably deal with it from an emotional level, but like in a fiery way. Not what this is needed, you know. So reflect, meditate, be strategic, but tell the truth. I hope that answers your question. um, I do have a tendency to be extremely blunt. If y'all don't know that yet, but Crystal, can you tell them the price again? Somebody asked how much.
Oh, it's $5. So just send five, a minimum. You can always send more though now, but a minimum. That's the Capricorn in me, y'all. A minimum of $5 donation to Magick and then to myself, and we'll pull cards for you. And to Wanda, just out of curiosity, I wanted to pull a couple more cards. So the Fool card, this is the Fool card, the Dreamer card. Again, this is the card of opportunity, okay? And then at the bottom of the deck is you, the Queen of Water, Queen of Cups. That will be you. Relationship develop. So this is about a relationship, okay? But I feel like this relationship will lead to some kind of something stable and something, I don't know. Sometimes the best partners are the people that we can deal with in business. So I don't know if you two could make some money together, but I feel like it's going to bring financial stability to you if you handle it right. That card that Magick showed, that card right there, when I see it, I immediately think somebody who's very temperamental and who emotions will switch from hot to cold real quick. Yes. Mm-hmm. They're showing that you switch from hot to cold quick. You'll go quick to go into that anger, I'm going to get you, mode, right? So he's saying, don't be like Legba, because Legba is like changeable, right? Switchable. And that card is like switch on hot, switch on cold, and it's saying, don't do that. That would be great. I've been feeling that months ago. Okay. Well, good. You got the opportunity card. You got some opportunity coming, okay? But you're going to have to open your eyes to see it for what it is, Facts. My husband is Scorpio moon and attracts money, even with us being Virgos. Oh, Scorpio's about their money too now. Don't think that they ain't, okay? Scorpio, right. Taurus about their money, and so is Scorpio. They both opposites.
Yeah, that's Tammy. That's Tammy, and I remember me and her speaking before, and her husband is also a Virgo sun, Scorpio moon.
Oh, so he your flip side. He you but flip. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a serious combination right there. Mm-hmm. That Scorpio and that Virgo together, okay?
That is really serious. So, Tawanda, I hope you got some insight from that reading from both myself and Crystal.
Yeah, it's interesting how we had similar types of cards that came up, even though I had that deck. Somebody stole my deck. I gotta rebuy that. That deck keep getting away from me. This will be the third time that I will have to get this deck, the Voodoo Tarot deck. It just keep getting away from me.
Yeah, even though I have like 6-7 decks, this is my favorite, as you can tell. I always use it. It's bent now. That's how much I've used it.
You only got 6 decks.
Yeah, I got about 6.
So maybe I got too many, huh?
You got more than that. Wow.
I probably have 40 or 50 decks.
How many?
40.
I thought you were going to say like 10. 40? Wow.
Yeah, I got a lot of them. I even gave a lot of them away, and I still have a lot of decks. Like for a while, I was just giving them to different people, but yeah, I collect them,
Yeah, let me just say something. Tawanda, yes, you actually need to calm down. Yeah, that was the last card that I pulled for you. This deck can sometimes be taken literally. This is one of those times it can be taken literally. You see, Petro means fire, and that always points to emotions, rage, anger. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, for it to come up next to this card. I still got them here.
I'm gonna have to re-get the deck. I'm gonna order them again.
You don't need no more decks. You don't need no more
I have that deck. I have.
decks.
You know I can't stop. At least
I
I
know.
do give them away and stuff. I do give them to people sometimes. You know, I'm
Yeah.
generous sometimes.
Oh, okay. Tawanda said, I'm sorry, Tammy says, just got a Rachel True new deck. They are beautiful. She is the actress from Half a Fan. I think she advertised her deck on Instagram, if I'm not mistaken.
Never heard of Half and Half. What is that, a TV show?
It was a
Drink?
TV show back in the early 2000s.
Oh, I don't know nothing about that.
The black girl who's in The Craft.
Okay.
Rachel True, yeah.
I think and it was the other chick, the other black chick on there, and the moms were on there too. Was that what it's about? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that. That was kind of fugazi, but yeah.
Yeah. Tamana says, right, I can wild out when I wanna. Yeah, apparently you can.
Yes, you can, honey. Okay, because I know I can. I can go into a rage, a stone cold rage. And sometimes just because I'm not doing it in the physical, don't mean it ain't happening in the spiritual world. You know what I'm saying? So we learn to control that rage and it be just going on inside instead of, tearing up the house.
Yeah. But you're Sagittarius. That's kind of y'all nature. That's that fiery energy, Every Sag that I know can be violent. Every single one. Every single. I'm sorry. I'm not saying you are violent. I'm just saying you can be.
I can be. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I have been known to do some things over the years.
I can imagine.
I'm better now, though. I tell you, I have worked on myself. I have healed, and I have gotten older. So my temper is, I can take more than I used to because I used to.
You know what? While we're waiting, why don't we just do a general reading about the election or something like that?
Okay. Sure. Let's see. Let me bring out my old trusty for old Rusty.
I got other decks, but if I use the Crowley deck, that deck is just really detailed, like really detailed.
Yeah, I had that too. It got taken away.
Somebody's stealing your decks? What's going on with that?
I had some stuff stored in my mother's basement for a while, and honey, they thought it was a store.
Really?
Yes, it was a store of Christmas. So yeah, that's what had happened to that.
So what would be the question? What would be the question?
I actually did a reading on this, and I don't feel I already know it's a done deal. Like,
who's gonna win?
The president needs to go start packing his shit up. Okay, he needs to get to packing up his little stuff and just be gone. Okay, this is not his time. This is not gonna work for him.
Who are we talking about?
The president, the current sitting president.
Trump. It's a done deal. Okay, let me see what I can see.
I'm pulling cards on it though, so
Oh my.
He really gonna take this fight. He gonna really try to he's gonna try to stay. He's gonna fight. He's gonna continue to fight though. That's the one thing I do see. He has lost, okay? But he's gonna continue to fight. And I'm gonna tell you, he ain't just fighting with strategy. Okay. This man fighting with some spiritual shit, okay? Look at the card that represents. Look at the card. Look at this. This is his energy.
The devil.
Then we got the Tower card opposing reverse, showing him again, him fighting, not fighting fair. Like, then we got the Hangman. You see how the Hangman, everything is kind of being held up, everything has been slowed down. There's a spiritual battle going on here too. This is not just physical posturing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's gonna go down. This is him, right? King of Swords, right? He's a Gemini. So that would be him with the Ten of Swords, with the end. Okay. It's the end. It's too much for him to carry.
And so I'm seeing a lot of water. A lot of water. You know, I tie water to emotions 9 times out of 10. But just trickery, you know, because this is representative of the Hogan or the voodoo priest.
I say it's some magic
You know
going
what I'm
on.
saying? Some magical warfare going on right now. Yeah, this is one of those cards you can take literally.
Isn't that the moon card? Isn't that connected to the moon card?
Yes.
Deception and lies.
Mm-hmm. Deception and lies. A lot of stuff like his energy. So what we waiting on now? For them to announce it, or
I heard that at 8:00 today, Biden and Kamala were supposed to, I don't know, do some kind of live press. I don't know why I'm gonna tell you why they holding it off. It's this shit that he's doing in the spiritual realm. Mercury is slowing down the count, but he's trying to take advantage of it. He's trying to manipulate the energy and use the trickery of Mercury. Because remember, when Mercury's retrograde, you can kind of do more tricky little shit than you normally could when you wasn't, you know. And Gemini is going to be more tricky and more shifty than they already are.
I was waiting for that last part. Then they already are.
Sneaky, tricky, slick motherfuckers. Okay.
Yes, they are. They are truly, truly, truly two of them motherfuckers in one body. I don't give a damn what nobody.
I've had some interactions with some Geminis, and I swear it was a triplet situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they had a whole nother person in there too, and they don't communicate with each other. So it's like having multiple personalities, and each one don't know about each other. Because that's how Geminis be. You'll have a conversation with them, and then a month later you talk about. They be like, "I didn't say that," but we're having that. Like all confused. You be like,
but they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing, though.
Land.
Excuse me. PayPal isn't working.
I don't know. I'm gonna tell you what happened today. Yesterday I went to go to the bank to get some money. I was trying to pay bills. All the banks were shut down. All of my bank branches were shut down. Why? Computer system outage. It's been like this for days, like for a couple days. I was like, no, that's a Mercury type thing. First they took my damn debit card. Nah, the bank closed. It's like, okay, what's really going on? Scorpio does deal with other people's money too. So Mercury has been retrograde in Scorpio. Now other people's money situation got problems. Like, even the emperor jumped up out of here. So this is the president. This is the energy of the president. He's going to fight though. He's going to continue to fight because this is the outcome card, right? Conflict, fighting, confusion, right? So he's going to, he know he has lost. But that's not going to stop him from trying to do some legal wrangling and, a whole bunch of foolishness. He don't know how to bow out gracefully. They had this meme on Instagram where it's him and it's like a bunch of little toddlers and he jumping on this little ball and the White House press secretary trying to get him off and he trying to like grab him up and he like a kid like, no, I'm not leaving. And he rolling on the ground and they trying to pull him out the White House and he like, no. You got to see it. It's hilarious. That is really what he is doing. He's a sore loser, He thought his magic was going to do it, and it just didn't do it. And did you hear that, I think this was somewhere in India. I believe that it is Kamala's great-grandfather, that was born there. So they did a whole ceremony for her. Did you see that?
No, I did not. I did not. No.
Yeah, a little town there did a whole like ceremony on the day of the election. I know right before that there was all this controversy about this caricature that they had released, and it was her as Durga. It was her as the goddess Durga, right? A lot of people don't know, but Kali is an aspect of Durga. She comes
Right.
out of Kali's head
Right.
when Kali is angry and she's fighting this demon.
Right.
So,
She's another manifestation.
but it makes sense that they would make her. You know what I'm saying? You see the spiritual energy that she's carrying, even if they're using these characters. That people got mad about that, but guess what? Kali and Durga are dark goddesses. Okay, I don't care how y'all split this shit up, but the reason that I'm gonna tell you the reason that they won this election, it was more about her than it was about him. It was her energy. He needed her energy to carry him into this election because the divine goddess energy is rising. And it is a time where a woman has to be put in a position of power. I talked about this. We had what is her name? Ruth, who recently died. She represented the ascended master, the ascended level of the goddess of that same prototype. So her death on that day, which was supposed to be, like they said, person who died on Rosh Hashanah, basically is someone who is very just, and God held that person back because of their righteousness, right? A person who dies on that day. And looking at her, she was the first woman to be held in state like that. Ruth was. They held her in state, and she sat in the, I believe somewhere, I think it's the Justice Building or whatever, so that they could, look at her body after she died. So that was symbolic to me. That was symbolic, saying, yes, the goddesses are stepping up. We've got to have this indigenous energy. And that's why he tapped her. He needed her energy. Just like, I'm going to say this, Barack Obama was elected not simply because of who he was, but because of who his wife was. Okay. Needed that indigenous energy. Remember, the women bring the energy here, and it's that time. You know what I'm saying? It was just time. But they'll never want to give us credit. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to give us credit for what we have done. And it's not like she's going to free us. It's not like the slaves about to get freed now that she's there. It's a symbol. It's symbolic of a transition that's happening, a balancing. And then she's a Libra, right? So Maya, you see how Mercury went retrograde in Scorpio? Joe Biden's a Scorpio. And then Mercury went retrograde in Libra. Kamala's a Libra. You see how the planets is moving them around. You can't make this shit up, right? You can't make it up.
Right. Okay, people saying that they pay.
Hey, they did. You guys get your payment. Oh, I haven't checked. Let me check, hon. Oh, my phone just did a little dance, a little noise.
Why every time you do that, I picture you doing like this in my imagination. Hey.
Actually, I do have a reward system. So when I make money, I do have a little.
Okay.
You know how much it is. You know how much it is. That's the Capricorn in me.
Capricorn.
That's that Capricorn moon. They bought their money. They bought the coins. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Phyllis, what is your question, dear? And Phyllis is a Capricorn.
It's your Capricorn.
She is.
Okay, I'm lost. Who did you get a payment from?
Phyllis Glenn. That's why I said that she was a Capricorn. I was trying to see if it was going to ask a question. Do you have a specific question, or is it just
got something from Kevin Ruffin? Is anybody in here Kevin Ruffin?
Oh, no.
Kevin Ruffin? Anybody? Raise your hand. Say something.
I didn't get anything from Kevin. Well, I don't know. Let me check, because I do see I got a couple of. Let's see. Yep, I do got two. Let's see what happened. What's going on here? Okay, I did also get something from that person. Okay,
And
well, if you are still here, I'm gonna
yes,
need you to put your question in the chat, and I would like to know what your sign is. Okay, but Phyllis, let's see what I would like to know. What my ancestors want me to know. Okay, so she wants a message from her ancestors. Okay, I'm gonna shuffle.
Phyllis twin is Capricorn.
Yeah, Miss Capricorn.
My wife's sign, the devil. Also the goat, the most stubborn sign I've ever seen in my life.
Them
And
Tauruses can be quite stubborn too.
yeah, yeah, they can.
What is the message from Phyllis's ancestors? What do you need for her to know? What is the message for her? One of your ancestors, and I'm just going to tell you what they're saying, but you need to keep smiling. That they're saying that you have been like down, right? And they're saying like stop wearing that frown, like you've been walking around with your face toe up. They like fix that. I don't get to ask what they're saying. I just have to tell you what they're saying. That's all. Okay. All right. So your theme card here is the Ace of Earth, the inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents and contracts. So what I feel from this, and it was reversed. So the Ace of Pentacles, aces bring in new things. So I feel like you're about to start something new. You may be about to start a new business or a new job. There's something new coming to you in the area of finances. I feel like you have been working on this or you've been waiting on it. I feel like, and this is why they told me to tell you to more or less check your attitude is what they were saying, because you can block this opportunity. You can miss it based on the energy that you're putting out. Okay, because there's something when it comes to you, because I'm like, why is this card reversed? And they're saying that there is like a little bit of a blockage, right? So then we've got the Knight of Earth, which is the Knight of Pentacles, right? It's reversed, and this card oftentimes shows a situation where there's some kind of stagnant energy, where things are moving slowly. Okay, now this is reversed, so again, maybe right now, or maybe you're coming out of a phase where things have been moving slowly, where money may have been stagnant, things may have been stagnant, things may not have been going your way. And I think going through that just kind of wore on you emotionally, and it had you down. They're saying find a way to pick your emotions up, to pick yourself up, to pick your thoughts up, because there's some opportunities that want to come to you. There's like this feel like this is in the area of money and business. This is what they're showing me. So then you got the Sun card in the present. The Sun card is about feeling optimistic, things going your way, having confidence, things growing, feeling excited. I feel like this is talking about the Sun card to me right now is saying that where things have been stagnant and things have not been growing, they will. But you have to be careful of what you're focusing on, because that can create resistance to what you want. And the last card here is your confidence. And they're saying that that's a part of why you're feeling down, because you're kind of like lacking a little bit of the confidence in yourself that you need, the Queen of Fire. So it's like you need to activate that. You need to be more independent. It's like you need to take a chance, right? This is what I'm feeling from the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is not afraid to take a chance. She's not afraid to take action. And this is saying you're going to have to take action. You're going to have to be willing to take a chance in order to get what you want, in order to manifest this? Because I feel like you're about to start something. Are you thinking about a business or something? I'm feeling like there's something to do with a business, and they're telling me that this this is connected to your healing. Like, this is a part of, when I say healing, this is a part of like karmic work, right? Karmic work, things that you have to do in this lifetime. That's what this Ace of Pentacles is about. It's not just like a little side job or something. Like, this is life work, I'm feeling.
Aida Wado is the loa of fertility, rainbows, wind. This card is water. Okay. Can't let your emotions get in the way of anything. You know what I'm saying? You have to put your best foot forward when it comes to this. Stop doubting yourself, you know, and Aida Wado is actually a magician also. I feel like they're telling you to come to the ancestors if you haven't already, and ask for guidance. Ask for more guidance. You know what I mean? You're pretty much at a crossroads, but you need to be strategic about everything you do. You know, as far as, like what Crystal said about starting a new business or an enterprise. You know, um, you can't half step it. In other words, you know what I'm saying? This is fire, okay, and there doesn't need to be like a over what's the word I'm looking for? You don't need to overthink things. Is what I'm trying to say here. You know what I mean? Calm down. um, I know a lot of women think that, when I say that, it's because that they're women. That's not the reason. It's just, this is what the cards tell me. You know what I'm saying? Fire represents, like I said before, rage, anger. You can't think straight when you got a fiery temperament. You can't do that. That only works when you're about to fight. But I mean, as far as a new beginning here, be strategic about it. You know, um, be grounded. Be grounded. This is Obatala. You have to put a little magic behind it. Go to the ancestors. I have a great ancestors ritual. A lot of people just don't know that sometimes they do call out to you, and that's some of the things you be feeling. They do come to you in dreams. You know what I'm saying? Um, if you have not worked with the Loa before, now would be a good time to get to know them and get to know ancestors on the other side. You see what I'm saying? Um, Again, you got to put some thought into it. Don't just go in blindly. But this just falls in line just what Crystal told you. So hopefully that helps. Be grounded, like I said.
Absolutely. Yeah, I did get a couple Pinnacle cards here, Earth cards, Earth, and then that fire. So it's like,
it's funny though. She got water, fire, and earth. All the elements.
except for the air.
Except for the air. That's weird. But you'll be on the right path. They've been coming to me in dreams. A lot of people don't realize this is how they communicate. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if people expect them to just show up as an apparition or something like that. That's not how they communicate. They communicate to you in dreams. You know what I'm saying? Earth, wind, and fire.
Man.
Oh shit! Look. Earth. No, okay. There's no wind there. I was about to say Earth, wind.
Maybe we need to go listen to some. Maybe we need to go listen to some Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Get your inspiration from Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Maybe it's also telling her too, she needs to work more with elemental energy. Because I know, like Phyllis, I think you're kind of still like at the beginning of your spiritual journey as far as, your skill set and what you're learning. So when he said get some magic involved in it, I think you might want to begin to work with more elements, because sometimes people only do one thing, so they're only working with fire, or they're only taking baths, and it's like, no, you might need to bring in more elements.
True that, but so I'm going to ask Phyllis a question. I still got your cards here. What magical level are you actually on? What is it that you know how to do already? Maybe I should have said that before I even read the cards. You know, I actually still am studying these cards, though. It's not a bad reading, not at all. It's just that complacency.
Yeah, that's that Capricorn energy.
Capricorn,
yeah. Because see, Capricorn is a cardinal sign, but they like to move up slowly. So you know, they're almost like a fixed cardinal. You know what I mean? Because they move.
They are so fucking stubborn. Remember, I live with one, so they get their mindset. And Phyllis, don't be, a victim to this. They get their mindset on one way to do things instead of thinking of all options.
Mm-hmm.
You should consider all options. Whatever this breakthrough or opportunity is, consider all your options. Not picking on you. I'm just still looking at your cards. That's all. It's an interesting read. That's all.
I love the voodoo deck. I will tell you this though, it's going to take some time for you to learn that deck. That's not a deck that you should immediately jump out and start reading people with if you don't understand it.
12 years and counting. That's how long I've been reading this deck. It's the most spiritually driven deck. Like I said, some of the cards, sometimes depending on the question, you can take the cards literal. That's how good this deck is.
A lot of readings been that way sometimes. It's just exactly what they showing you on there, and it's just very direct. But yeah, that deck is beautiful. I like the fact that it's, all the Orishas and the Loas and, all of that stuff on there. So
there's a deck that I've been meaning to get that you and I talked about a couple of years ago. I still have not gotten it. It's called the African American deck. Do you still have that one?
No, I don't have that one. I've seen it. I've seen people work with it, but I don't own that one. That's one that I don't have.
Okay.
So I know I've gotten quite a few donations. I don't know about you, but my little phone been doing a little jig over here.
Oh, okay.
So
y'all ain't showing the Magic Man no love? What's up with that? Y'all discriminating, goddamn.
What about remember Kevin and me? So he's next.
I'm playing. I'm playing. Kevin Ruffin is next.
I almost said something bad. Something that would have been so wrong.
Say it.
No.
She said no.
Woo, sometimes we Sagittarius have to filter, honey. Okay. That's one of our lessons. We have to learn to filter because we say some things sometimes.
Let me go back to this.
Okay.
The next again is the New Orleans Voodoo deck, is what this deck is called. I want to get to his question though.
Okay, it says, I'm a Leo. That's me. Okay, but what's your question? What's blocking me currently in my life? Okay, there we go. Okay. Question is, what's blocking them currently in their life? And Leo. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this deck up and I'm gonna go back to my good old Rider-Waite deck for this question. So what's blocking King Leo? Who's currently blocking? Please show me. Okay, so you got something going on with your love life. King Leo. I'm going to start with the first two cards that I got here, which is the Lovers card, and the Three of Pentacles. Okay. So obviously the Lovers card is self-explanatory, talks about love and relationships, talks about something going on with your relationships or within the love. The Three of Pentacles says to me that you've been working on this, okay, or there's a need to work on it, that you've been trying to work on this relationship or work on these problems. You may have even sought out some outside help or some outside counselor or some outside source that may have been giving you some guidance. It could even just be somebody that you know, but I feel like that there's a third party, like interference or somebody's information or influence involved in there. So then in the past, we got the Five of Cups. So this is the energy that says that in the past, you've lost something. There's been some loss. There's a lot of regret. There's some pain. This is the energy of Scorpio, right? So it's saying whatever went wrong, whatever you lost, there's other opportunities. Let's see. There's other opportunities, which are these other two cups, but you're not looking at that. You got your head down. And so it's saying that you need to change. Like number 5 is about change. So it's saying that you need to change your perspective. You need to stop looking in the past, stop reflecting and mourning over the past. It's time to move on. It's time to let that go. Okay, so there's some emotional things underneath the surface going on with you. Now we got the Page of Swords here, and it's reversed. This is the energy of Mercury, and I feel like that there's some kind of lack of communication between you and whoever this other person is. Maybe you guys aren't talking right now, or you're not communicating well. There's an issue with the communication. Maybe there's been some kind of fight or some kind of anger, but there's like a conflict with communication that I'm feeling that's going on right now. And Mercury may have exacerbated that because, you know, Mercury is about communication. And as we've been talking about, Mercury has been retrograde. So the Knight of Pentacles is here as the hidden influence, which says, again, there's slow, stagnant energy. This energy may be even affecting your finances where, you know, things aren't flowing to you and things are slow. You may feel like you're stuck a little bit. The Ten of Cups is opposing you. This card represents your question. What's blocking you? It's emotional. It's family stuff. Like you must have really had a family or hopes and dreams of like having this happy family situation, and something about it is not going well, and it's affecting you on an emotional level, and it's this emotional stuff that is blocking you. Okay. I feel like you're trying to make a decision. You're trying to like figure out what to do next, how to handle this. And what I'm feeling like is that you may need some help. Okay. You might need somebody to help you get unblocked because it's emotional in nature. Okay. It's about emotions.
Okay. I'm going to say this and then I'm going to step away for just a minute. Water. Whether you are trying to bottle up somebody else's emotions or your own, I feel like it's the other person though, relating to, you know, everything that's going on in your life right now. You got to understand that whenever you have a home issue, it affects everything else, whether this is like a marriage or just a girlfriend or whatever, or boyfriend in this day and time. I'm not insinuating nothing, but I'm just saying. Water. Anytime I see water, it's always dealing with emotion, just like she just said. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like you're trying to handle things from a Leo point of view. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna have to weigh options here. You know, make some hard decisions, um, but not from a viewpoint of I'm right, everybody else is wrong. You see what I'm saying? You can't do that. Um, this also can block you when you feel like you can't listen to somebody else, that you have the answer to everything, that you can't go to somebody for help. You know what I'm saying? It's typical of a Leo, and I'm not trying to hurt your feelings or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? This is what Leos do, honestly. Just the fact that this card came up tells me it's you. um, it could be that you are the way you are, a Leo, and your partner is a water sign. But like I said, trying to bottle their emotions up is not going to get it. You're not resolving anything. And then there's a wild card here, an outside influence. This is what this tells me. I believe Crystal said something like that
I
about
did.
but you got to understand where this outside how relevant in their life are they in your life. I'm sorry. How relevant? How good is their word? You know what I'm saying? What kind of what could they possibly gain from your situation? Are they coming straight from the heart when they give you advice or whatever they're trying to do? Trust me, I've been in that kind of situation plenty of times. You know what I'm saying? Where people have outside motives. This is what you're gonna have to, as far as the romance part, because that's where I feel this is coming from. Just be mindful who's in your ear. You know what I mean? Not everybody's your friend, as we all know. 2020 has revealed a whole bunch of bullshit. You know, in every facet of life, people that's you think that are friends, they're not. It's you just gotta be careful. If you have any intention on resolving this peacefully, just listen to the words that I'm saying. Um, Maybe it's best that it's just you and the other person. You see what I'm saying? This person could have good intentions and they could be misguided, but gay days are tricky. You know what I'm saying? So for me, for them to come up, it just shows there's some outside influence, but it could be a tricky outside influence. You know what I mean? I hope that gives a little bit of insight, but that's what I'm getting from these cards here. Excuse me.
Interesting. Very, very, very similar reading. They haven't said anything, so I don't know how accurate the reading is because I don't think I've seen any comments from King
He
Leo.
said what's blocking me from living a higher level of life. I mean,
It was the same question, basically, though.
it was basically the same question. Yeah. And Tawanda said everybody's been getting that card. It just depends on the question, what this card means. Um, yeah, fiery temperament. It says arguments and rage and fighting. See what I'm saying? Um, for it to come up next to that card, water then fire. Yeah, it's pretty clear cut. I mean, like I said, me and Crystal, we read cards differently, but every time we've done this, we've come up with a very similar outcome. So I mean, take it for what it's worth. You know,
I really feel that it's emotional. When you think about Leo, if 9 times out of 10, if a Leo love life ain't going right, everything else ain't going right because they live for
right,
love. They're the heart chakra.
right,
So their heart ain't right, they tab, they hear of everything, the whole package gets
right.
rocked. So yeah.
That's why I was saying that if the home life is not right, nothing else is. You see what I'm saying? You may not feel that way, but that's just a fact. It's going to affect every single thing else.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
Work and everything else,
yeah, work, outside
money.
relationships,
I was trying to get people to
money.
get it. Like they be wondering like why they money ain't flowing right or why they keep like having a lot of bad luck. And it's like, what's up with you in your home life? What's up with you in your relationship? Who you around
Right.
most of the time? What's the nature of that interaction? That's
Right.
letting you know. It's got you blocked. Okay, I think I've got a couple other people too. So we want to definitely get everybody done. Let's see.
Kevin, if you wouldn't mind telling us if we were on point or were we
Do
off?
you have any comment, any interaction, any comment for us? So after Kevin, we have
Tawanda? I'm sorry, not Tawanda. Tammy.
maybe that's her name. I don't know, but it says New Nine Natural.
Oh yeah, I keep referring to it. I hope you don't mind, Tammy. But yeah, that's Tammy.
Some of my people be like to be incognito. You know what I'm saying? They be like,
Right.
no, their name. I don't want, because they don't know if somebody's stalking them on there.
Yeah.
So what's your question? New 9 Naturals. What is your question? And I think she said what was her sign?
She's a Virgo.
Virgo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, this retrograde was interesting for y'all because I've noticed how a lot of Virgos had things come up, conflicts, people revealing themselves, all kinds of stuff.
Absolutely.
Ancestry. Okay.
Ancestry?
I don't know. Can you be a little bit more specific? Just a little bit. What about ancestry? Because that's kind of a big umbrella.
Please help us.
Got better when we ask specific questions. When you ask vague questions, a lot of times you may get a vague reading. So it's good to just be a little more specific.
That's why when people come to me I say, please be as specific as you can. A lot of people do come to me for general readings,
You know why people do that? I think people do that with psychics and readers because they're trying to test us. So they don't want to tell us certain things because they feel like we're just going to be, reading off what they tell us and guessing. So they want to see how much you can, figure out. It's like, okay.
I remember the first time I did that when I did the free readings in the group we was in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was Shango. He was like, "Yep, y'all." He got all up in my business, and I was like, "I wasn't trying to, but that's kind of how I read."
Right. You got to get all in there. That's how I read too. I want to see everything. Okay. So there's a comment. My fault. I know it's broad. My connection and guidance with my ancestors.
King Leo says he's single as fuck.
Okay, so what I saw was that there was something from your past as far as relationships that you had not released. So who was the last person that you was dating? So let me explain this. Just because you ain't in a relationship don't mean you ain't fucking. Okay, fuck situations are relationships too. Okay? So I don't know what Magic said, but what I said is that there was something from your past that you needed to mourn and let go and release, and it was dealing with love and relationships. So,
and
if you're single,
even if you're single, like she said,
past.
Every person you have sex with, you have a part of their DNA. So there's that. Hold on, I can't see.
Okay, we weren't talking about you, Natural 9. That was everything getting mixed up. Like this Mercury retrograde got everything a little convoluted.
No. Tammy, I know you're married. We're talking about King Leo because we asked him for comments.
Asked Leo because there was no comments. He was asking about what we said about the reading. It's emotional, and there's some kind of loss. There's something in the past that did not work out. Okay. So it doesn't matter if you're not with the person, okay? You did some things with the person. Y'all didn't, what did she say, entanglement? Y'all had an entanglement? Have y'all had a little entanglement? You know what I'm saying? That still show up energetically. It show up like, you didn't have some stuff going on, okay? All right, so my daughter passed away 19 years ago. It's cool. I get it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I'm very sorry again. My condolences for that, Tammy.
So it sounds like Tammy yes, he was my entanglement. Tammy, I was talking about the King Leo 88. That's who I was talking about with the entanglement, okay? Oh, let me stop talking about him because it's getting all mixed up. Okay, let me refocus.
I'm reading this because it said, yes, he was my. I'm sorry, I ain't laughing at you. We laughing together. But yeah,
that's how Mercury is influencing this because it's like messages getting mixed up, miscommunication. Like, okay, that's not what I meant. Okay, so I think what I believe the question was something about you
Oh,
wanted communication from your ancestors. Is that it? You wanted a message, see what communication your ancestors have for you. I think that's what I read, but I just want to clarify because it's a little interesting right now. I think Leo don't want to admit that his heart is broke. That's what spirit is telling me.
I
Because you
knew
know,
you was
Leo
getting
can
ready to
be
go
all
back
in
to
their,
that.
they can be all in their ego. I think you got to crack that ego and just admit that there is some pain that you is carrying and that you got to let that shit go. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people right now have been traumatized, and they're realizing this. They are letting it go, though. But I mean, the readings kind of corresponded with each other. I mean, you had water there with these emotions. You have fire there, temperament, rage. And then you had a wild card there, which is
He
it's
said
actually
maybe
and
she
that
rooted me. Oh, so see you now you know who we talking about, right? Now she put a root on you. See? Okay, first there was nobody. Now she put a root on you.
okay.
I
So
didn't see that. I didn't see that she rooted you. I think that she just hurt you.
oh my God, it's been a long day.
Yeah. Okay, let me get to your reading.
All right. So Tammy, okay.
Okay, what's
Well,
up?
okay. All right, Tammy. Okay, focus on Tammy. Leo, we gonna come back to you.
What is the message? Tell me God's guardians and ancestors. What is the energy around her? What does she need to know? Her greatest and her highest good. Okay. So the first two cards that I have here, the first one is the Temperance card reversed with the Queen of Cups reversed. These are your theme cards. So what that's telling me is the Temperance card is about balance. It's about maintaining balance with maybe forces that are opposing or forces that are different in some way. When the Temperance card is reversed, it's saying that you're out of balance in some way. It's saying that there's something that you need to heal, okay? Because you need to heal this, it has you off balance. Now, what is it? It's emotional in nature. I asked this if this was you, and they said yes. Although you would be like the Queen of Pentacles, what they're showing is that what needs to be healed is on an emotional level. Okay. The Queen of Cups deals with the emotions, and she's reversed. So it's showing to me that there's some repressed emotional stuff that you need to heal. Now you're a Virgo, Mercury just went retrograde in Scorpio. So that probably triggered you in some way. It probably triggered that wound or whatever it is that you need to heal. Okay. So here we go to past. The Page of Pentacles reverse. The page is about new action. So I feel like you have been trying to make some plans. I feel like you've been trying to start something or get something moving, but it's like things aren't coming together yet. Okay, the plans aren't yet solidified, but it's like you've been doing that. You've been trying to work on something. You've been trying to work on it, and what's blocking you is this emotional stuff that you need to heal. Now, in the present, you got a lot of water cards. You got the Ace of Cups in the present, which is good. This talks about something coming into your life new that's going to make you happy. I'm feeling like this newness, though, is about love. Okay. It's either a new love or renewal of love. Okay. Like a new beginning that is making you happy, something that you're emotionally invested in the present. Okay. It's like dual purpose. It's like there's this new energy, right? But then on another level, it's like there's this imbalance, or there's like this blockage. Maybe you've been feeling like a little bit of resistance. Okay, maybe you've been feeling like there's some resistance. So then the hidden influence is the Queen of Wands, and this isn't you. This is somebody that's been affecting you. Somebody that this is a woman, and I feel like she has been doing some things that has been aggravating your situation. I don't know if this is connected to work in some way, or like somebody that is like in your peripheral life, like not like a friend, but somebody that's like in your social circle or sphere, I guess you could call it, like sphere of influence. But she's got some kind of problem with you, okay? And she's been taking some kind of actions and steps. The Queen of Wands, you see the little cat right there? A lot of times the Queen of Wands got some kind of occult power. That's why that little cat sits there. So this represents the opposition or what's blocking you. And it's saying that, yes, word, chaotic energy. Okay, so that's it. So you got to take a stand. Okay, these people are fucking with you. These people are fighting with you, and you got to take a stand. You've got to put up some boundaries. You've got to defend yourself and ground yourself. Okay, because it's also a part of what's got you off balance. Okay, so then here on the outside we got the Five of Cups. This is about like feeling nostalgic, right? Like, I don't know if you've been thinking about the past lately, or having deja vu or reminiscing a lot, but this is like somebody from your past that was very manipulative, somebody that you had some kind of affection for. But I feel like this card is like immature, right? This is like a relationship that did not mature. So there's something from your past. Again, this is what they're showing me. This is a part of what you need to heal, right? This emotional thing from the past where somebody either manipulated you, hurt you in some way, right? This is on the outside though. This is like the outside influence. So this is just what's going on like around you. Yes, a lot of past memories. Okay. What you've been doing is, and I think Magic talked about this, and I hope you don't mind me saying this. He was saying, I've been reflecting a lot lately. It's Mercury retrograde and Scorpio. That healing has got you going back and going underneath the surface to deal with what is not been healed, what has been repressed, right? So this represents what you need to do. They're saying you gotta do some magic, baby. You gotta step into your power because they're moving forces around you. Okay, magic is being done around you. This is saying you got to step into your power. This is about using your spiritual ability and your ability to manifest, your ability to change your situation with the energy of magic. And this is the outcome card, which is the Four of Pentacles reversed, which says to me, there's a need to let go, right? Because this is when the card is this way, this person is like holding on to stuff and they're like trying to count their pennies. They're being very conservative, and it's reversed this way. So I'm feeling like it's time to let whatever it is go. It's time to release whatever you've been holding on to process those old emotions. And it's time for you to do something about this lady in your work situation. You're gonna have to I don't say you're gonna have to, but you need to start stepping into your power. It's time to become the magician, right?
So, more water, emotions,
What we talking about today?
all water. You know what I'm saying? One more time, retrograde in Scorpio. So, emotions have been to the point where it'll bring you near the tears. This is how the energy has been. You know what I'm saying? Lately, this whole retrograde and shit, and at times they've become overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's not just your fault, but it's also what she said about the people working. You know, this is, you can't take this literally, but you can take it literally. It's like uh, a sea of emotions right here. You see what I'm saying? People will tend to attack you from that angle knowing that with people don't know where it's coming from, it can really overwhelm them. You see what I'm saying? This card, even though it came up in the last reading I did, it stands for something different here. This saying things from the past, not just things from the past, but outside forces are coming against you. And again, overflowing with water, not always a good thing. Matter of fact, it's most times not a good thing. You see what I'm saying? Um, this is the intent though. This is the intent because like say somebody did in tranquility work on you or something like that. This can cause you to, lose it. You can become restless in every single thing. You know what I'm saying? If you're not careful and if you don't know where it's coming from. See what I'm saying? This card again tells me it is coming from somewhere else. Besides, this was like the perfect time to take to form an attack on you. You see what I'm saying? As you know, Virgo will take a lot of shit before they strike back. You know what I mean? We let it overflow until you just snap. So you got to master that though. See what I'm saying? Mambo is a voodoo priestess. So you have to, like Crystal said, you gotta do more than what you've been doing. You see what I'm saying? It's not going to be enough just to protect yourself, but you got to go on the offensive. You see, look at this card. A confident woman. She has mastered the emotions. You see what I'm saying? Snake represents power. I don't know if my finger is corresponding to what I'm doing here. You see what I'm saying? But this is a lot of water, you know, in this reading. See what I'm saying? Um, reversal work. Reversal work can work. Also cleanse your aura. Um, that bath that I've given out for years that cleans your aura, or you can even just have a spray bottle full of Florida water. You know, skilled magicians can actually attack the aura. See what I mean? Um, and if they attack the aura, say they tear an opening in it, then it'll be easy for further attacks. You really don't want that shit either. I would suggest carrying around some powerful stones like quartz crystals, but also hematite and any black stone like jet or obsidian, something like that. You see what I mean? Onyx, any black stone absorbs negative energy because I'm not sure if this is something you're going through a lot or you got a lot of ideas going on, but the intent, the final intent is to master your head. This is a major arcana card. See what I mean? This is one of those cards I was talking about. You know, it usually represents a life event, and this is master of the head. But are you going to master it or are you going to let somebody else do it? You know what I mean?
Because people can work on your head, honey, and have you doing all types of things, not seeing things. She actually made a comment that said she'd been working on shadow work, and actually right before I got on here with Magic LaCroix, I just did a video on my channel, the Triple Goddess Network, all about shadow work, healing the shadow. What is the shadow? And how to work with that. So it's not a coincidence. And you're right. I think Elegant Granny said that there's a theme. And usually there is a theme I've noticed. Like when I'm doing readings like this, like online readings and stuff, there's usually a theme. And it's about emotional healing, what we need to release, what we need to let go of. And that's, you got to remember, Mercury was retrograde in Scorpio. So now, and went into Libra. So now that it's moving forward, it's got to go back over the same degrees that it went past when it was going retrograde. So it's going back over that Scorpio energy. Scorpio is about release. It's about transmutation. It's about going and doing that deep healing, right? And rising from those ashes. So especially for you as a Virgo and all of us in general, it's requiring that of all of us. It's going underneath the surface. It's going into our shadows. And it's saying, hey, what have you projected in there? What has you unhealed? What have you been hiding in the shadows? This is why people can carry a lot of trauma with them, and they'll be saying on the surface, I'm okay. I'm okay. You know that they've been through hell, and they be like a little, robot going through life, and then they have something happen, touch that one little thing, and then they had this major breakdown or this major blow up because all of this stuff has been underneath the surface. And when we have, like, collectively, the earth is requiring us to clear our shadows. Earth is clearing her shadow. We have to clear ours because we have to ascend. So it's making us purge, but we have to face it first. So face is like all this pain, all this stuff that we haven't dealt with, all the stuff that you projected on the other people, all the stuff that you worked instead of healing, instead of feeling. It's like it all creeps up on you one day. You know what I mean? So it's time for us to clear the shadow and integrate the shadow so that we can activate our light bodies and so that we can raise and ascend. That's what the whole process is about.
And let me just add to that, the shadow work is very dangerous too, because most people do not want to face their shadow. You know what I mean? It's a very advanced work, actually. And even without that, during this retrograde and during just this general time period, there have been times where I can hear a song and it brings me close to tears because it brings up memories. You know what I mean? We're in the same boat. Even though we're doing the readings, we're in the same boat of letting go and releasing. You know what I'm saying? So it is, be careful when you're doing that shadow work because you're going to have to be prepared to face your past traumas. Like I said, a lot of people do not want to do that.
Yeah, I think shadow work is best done if you have a guide, somebody that you can go to if you hit one of those, what I call karmic trenches, one of those karmic knots where there's so much trauma and so much stuff held that people can get stuck in it. They call it the dark night of the soul, and people think, oh, that's just a one night thing. No, you can get stuck in the dark night of the soul and be in that process for years trying to clear karma, especially if you have a lot of heavy family karma. And a lot of us do, and a lot of us don't understand all of our genetic history, where our ancestors have been, what they've been through. So we're dealing with a whole bunch of, generational curses and a lot of generational karma and wounds. And now we're the ones that are required to heal it because we're touching it. It's like we've gotten to that space where we've cleared so much of our own personal karma, so much of our own personal stuff that we're even getting into our bloodline stuff. And it can be difficult, like Magick said. People oversimplify magic and they come to it because they're like, oh, magic's not real, and if you don't believe in it, it's not real. And so people don't take it seriously, and they think, oh, I'm about to go do some shadow work. I can do this by myself. I ain't paying nobody to help me. I ain't getting no books. I'm about to open up a world of whoop ass on yourself and not be prepared to deal with it.
Right. Right. It is definitely, like I said, advanced, especially kind of systems that I work with. Like there's some shadow work that can be located in the Egyptian pantheon, and that shit is powerful. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I'll be going real emotional during this time. But if I was doing shadow work with the Egyptian pantheon, I probably would be crying about certain things. You see? A lot of people just don't want to face their fears or past traumas, and just like Crystal said, past karmas. So,
yeah. I think we got one more person, Magic. If there's somebody by the name of, I can only give the name that they left. Tracy, if you're still in the live, we need your question. And I would also like your sign.
Tracy?
Yeah, Tracy. I got something. I got a PayPal from her. I believe that was the last one.
Last one I received was from Phyllis, I believe.
It's time, though, y'all. It's time to purge. It's time to release. It's time to transmute. Okay. I would like to thank both of you forever and grateful with much gratitude. You're welcome.
Very welcome. Thank you for trusting us with your reading.
Obsidian and Shungite. Obsidian is good. Shungite is good. And if you're going to talk about doing shadow work, get you some merlinite or get you some indigo agave. And let me just say this, they are not the same stone. You will read online, they will tell you that they're the same, and they are not. They are not the same stone. They do similar things. Okay. But if you ever get a piece of real merlinite, it looks totally different than the blue agave. It's a mostly whitish stone with like a little bit of blue veining in it, but it is not like that blue agave. But they do the similar thing. They will help you go in and feel what's in the shadow. I remember there was a woman online. I was in this group, and somebody had sent her a blue agave. And oddly enough, she was a Scorpio, and I could sense, you know, some people act, like I say, people act like everything's perfect and nothing is wrong, and you can feel that underneath the surface, there's all this shit. And so they sent her the stone, and she posted a comment on the internet. She was like, I touched this stone, and I didn't like the feeling it gave me. I'm going to give it away. That was all your shit that you didn't want to feel. That was your shadow. It made her immediately touch her shadow, and she had all this shit in there. She one of them people on the internet. My life is perfect. My relationship is perfect. I'm so happy. No, bitch, you're not. And that's why you touched this song and shit got real. And you got to feeling all that apathy and all that pain and all that trauma. And she couldn't take it. She gave it away. You know?
Yeah, I mean, because there's been times I've done shadow work and I have relived vividly in my dreams past traumas. Now, who wants to do that shit? You know what I mean? It is just like she says, that shit is no joke. So going into it like you know what? I'm tired of talking to people. Fuck it. You do what y'all want to do.
I think Emma, that must be Tracy then. Zodiac sign, Scorpio.
I have the only I'll still do it because I think PayPal is fucking up right now.
Yes, she said
I'll
she
still do it.
too.
I'll still do it. I didn't get one from her. I got it one from Phyllis, but I'll still do it though. So what's the question?
General,
I mean, like I said, the PayPal is fucking up right now. It just told me it was fucking up.
Oh.
It just said things don't appear to be working right now. I'm like, okay. So now I'm gonna trust that she did. Not a biggie.
Damn Mercury.
Right. Y'all gotta understand something. The strongest times during a retrograde is the 3 days before and the 3 days after. You know what I mean? That the shadow, we talk about shadow. The shadow phase of the retrograde is the strongest.
And we're still in the shadow. You're gonna be in the shadow for about 2 weeks. It's a roughly 2-week phase. So yeah, I'm gonna pull some cards for you.
Hey, why y'all bullshitting? I like granny naps. Shit, I be taking my naps. Fuck that.
I'm not a big napper, but I've been taking them lately because it's like since the veil has been thin, it's like I be traveling a lot. Like my naps don't really be naps. I be traveling, talking to the bed, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, just for a tip, if you want to do that, like with like lucid dreams or whatever, magnesium glycinate, glycinate, glycinate. We all need magnesium in our lives, people. To sleep better. It's responsible for 300 biochemical processes in the body, and most with our diets we don't get enough magnesium. But get you some magnesium.
Ooh, child.
All right, I don't want to get behind. What did she ask? Scorpio.
But she got some interesting cards that's coming up here, baby.
General question. General reading. What's her name?
Tracy.
Sorry if you didn't want your name revealed.
Well, when you don't say what your nickname is, here, how we supposed to see what they'll usually do is they'll send the money and then they'll put a note and it'll say like what their screen name is, but they didn't do that. So how am I supposed to know who? Okay, so I pulled some cards for you, and it looks like you're trying to make a decision. You got something going on in your life, okay? I feel like there's something going on. This is about love and relationships, and it doesn't shock me because today is Friday, and Friday is the day of Venus, okay? So we got Let me show you what cards I pulled. We got the Knight of Wands reversed, and we've got the Seven of Swords, your theme. Okay. The Seven of Swords is, to me, it's a card of mischief. It's a card that says that there's something sneaky going on around you that maybe you don't see. That somebody's doing something mischievous, dishonest around you that you may not be seeing right now. You may feel it because you're a Scorpio. So Scorpios are very intuitive and very empathic. So you may feel that there's something off or something amiss. And you're right. Okay, you're right in how you feel. The Knight of Wands reversed. The Knight oftentimes talks about things that need to be completed, talks about actions and steps that we need to take. Now, this says there was a rushing in. Somebody rushed. There's like a rushing in, things moving too fast. Okay. This also, I feel like conflict is what I'm feeling when I look at this, right? Like the situation, it just kind of like shifted really quickly. Now you're trying to make a decision. This is in the past, right? It's the past influence. Two of Swords reversed. The Two of Swords is somebody trying to figure out what to do. They may be at a cross. You may have been like at a crossroads where you needed to make a decision between two paths, a yes or no, or which way you wanted to go. Now this card here is reversed, so it's saying to me that you're having a hard time making the decision, or you're not making the best decision. Okay, because it is reversed. Now, it's also saying that this situation or what you're dealing with, there's a lot of emotions involved in it. Okay, they're saying with this card, this says we need to make our decisions not based on what we see, because you see how the person's eyes are covered. So they're saying don't base your decision on what you see, because what you see may not be all of the information. You need to make your decision based on what you feel, based on intuition, based on that third eye, and not what you see. Okay. Now, in the present, we got the Two of Pentacles reversed. This is saying either it says you're off balance. Okay. To me, it says to me that you may be going back and forward with somebody. Either you're breaking up, or you keep going back to somebody, or they keep coming in and out of your life, or there's this up and down, this back and forth. It's like there's an instability in your relationship. And I feel, or in this connection with someone, and this instability, this connection is wearing on you energetically. It has you off balance. Okay. It's pulling you, it's taking too much of your energy. Okay. The hidden influence. We got the Judgment card reversed again. The Judgment card, sometimes, like Magic said, sometimes they're talking about literal things. This is saying that you need to make a decision. And I feel like you may not be making the best decision. This is what they want me to keep telling you. Okay. I feel like you're dealing with what I would call a karmic partner, right? Karmic partners is hard to resolve those kind of relationships when we're dealing with karmic situations. Now, this card opposes you. The Devil card. I don't like this card, right? At least not in this reading, right? Because the Devil card is like a person that is staying in a situation out of misplaced loyalty. The Devil card is the opposite of the Lover's card. Where the Lover's card got an angel and two people together, and they're together because this angel has brought them together. The Devil is behind this, so people are together, but it's not for the right reasons. It's like you're staying in something that's not making you happy. You're staying in something that is not good for you, and it is a negative situation. Look how dark the atmosphere is around you and this person. And it's like you're chained to them. It's like you can't leave, or you're having a hard time leaving, or you know what I mean? Like, it's time to cut the cords, right? Then we got the Ace of Swords here on the outside. On top of all this, you're trying to do something in business. It's like you're trying to start something. So you got that's the problem. Like you're trying to start something, but it ain't working. What you trying to start, Scorpio? You're trying to start something, and it ain't working. You see, this is the new beginning of some venture, but it's this way. It's this way because of the Devil. Okay, because it is this situation. It's like you don't have the energy that you need to do what you need to do, because this situation is taking so much out of you. It really is. And then we got the horrifying card here reversed, right? What you need to do. I don't know if you're married or if it's like a marriage or whatever, but this card says it's time to, this is like the opposite of stay together. Okay, this is like stay together. This is like you need to go see the judge. Okay. This is like bad situation. Okay. Bad situation. And then this is the outcome card, which is the King of Cups reverse, which is saying the Knight of Cups reverse is like the well that ran dry. Is what I'm feeling. Like woo, yeah. You're not married, okay. You got somebody. Who is this person you're dealing with? Okay. Because here again, it's like this shows that the two of you are like you're not equally yoked, like they would say. You're not compatible, right? You're not matched well. Whoever this person is, they're wounded, and it's like they're wearing like this situation is wearing on you. This is you up front, and this is them right here, like wounded.
So, wow. Jeez. All right. So if I hurt your feelings, I apologize in advance. Cutting the course here. You at a crossroads, and that's fire. One more time. Fire is fighting, is rage, is arguments, disruption. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty clear cut, and it's not that I'm like bouncing off of what Crystal's saying. This is actually my own interpretation. You know what I mean? But clear cut here. Dude, girl, he ain't no good for you. It's like, no,
No, that's what you really mean. Tell the truth now. You gotta tell the truth and shame the devil sometimes.
nah, it's there's too much. There's fire here. I never like to see this in terms of a relationship because it's I would rather see earth. I don't really like seeing water either. Because then a lot of emotions being turned around, thrown around. But I need you not to be digmatized. You see what I'm saying? And if that's the case,
that's Scorpio. You got some good sex. You got you a Scorpio.
Yeah, you got a Scorpio. So I mean, it's like things are bad. This is water, okay? It's not that you need to release past traumas. This is current. You know what I mean? You can't be ruled by your emotions if it's love. Yes, okay, but you got to ask yourself: is this really love, or is the sex just that great? I mean, is he a provider? I mean, deep, hard questions here. You know what I mean? I'm not saying this to be funny either. This is what I'm getting from the card. The way the cards fall always tells me a story. This is why I do 10 card readings. But you are a water sign, so that can overwhelm you at times. I think he knows this. I do think he knows that. You see what I mean? Because this last card is more fire. Okay. Now this is one of those cards that
Not a good relationship card.
no, it's not. It's really not. It shows controlling. Look at this card for its literal depiction. You see that there's a woman in smoke, meaning air. It's signifying air, which corresponds to thoughts. Like look at the way he's confidently blowing air, controlling your thoughts. See what I'm saying? I'm not saying that this is definitely the case, but just from the way that the cards fell here, it says that it might just, oh, okay, I'm sorry. It's a woman. Okay. Um, Same thing, manipulative. That's what it could be here. You know, this is what this card all, you know, most of the times when it comes to a relationship, this is what it's saying. See what I'm saying? Manipulative. So you gotta I apologize for saying digmatized earlier then, if it's a woman.
What's the time?
Um
Whipped. That's that a better word for it.
whipped. But you gotta ask yourself some hard questions here about, you know, because like I said, you have fire followed by water. Okay. This fire energy controlling this water energy. Sorry. And then, you know, this manipulation here. Manipulation. Did I say it right? Oh yeah, I'm tired. um, okay.
Making up
So
words now, Jesse.
okay, it's the other way around, is what she's saying. Say she tries to control the girlfriend. Okay, either way it works.
That is a Scorpion trait because they like to be in control.
Yeah, either way it works is not a good thing. You know what I mean? So even if you reverse everything that I said here and relate it to you, it still is not a good thing. You know. What's her sign? She said they're both water signs.
The more cards I pull, the more interesting it gets.
Actually, yeah, I think I'm gonna pull another card here.
The more cards I pull, you got the 3 of Swords. Here go that more manipulation. You got the Strength card. Something about this camera is a little off.
Secrets being hidden. She's Cancer. I'm sorry, y'all. They do lie a lot. They're Moonchild. They do. I'm so sorry.
The cancers. Sometimes they don't feel that they're lying. What they do is they conceal a lot of stuff. They keep a lot of secrets and they conceal a lot of things.
Secrets. The face is covered. See what I'm saying? Secrets. Okay.
Lamb chop.
Y'all need to either talk on a. Y'all need to talk on a like a real strong talk, or let this shit go. Honestly, because this wasn't a good. No, it's all the way around. It's not a good reading. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be mean or anything like that. You know, I just read. I'm just the messenger. This is the way I read the cards.
Don't shoot the messenger, y'all, because they do get mad at us sometimes.
Yeah, I always give that disclaimer. Like, I am just saying what the cards say to me. That's it. You know, I've been reading these cards for a long time. This is not.
It depends on what kind of cancer, but I'm gonna tell you something. I have a family member that was a Cancer, and this little bitch used to lie and make up stuff, and she was so damn sneaky. Oh my God! And this is a low level Cancer. They like to get back at people. Like the way the crab walk. Every time they cross you, every time they walk, they cross you. You think about it, they go from side to side. So they good at crossing people. They good at trying to get back and doing stuff. You have to watch that. It's like an innate thing with them. They don't even realize they doing it. You know what I'm saying?
I wish I had better news for you, Tracy.
Yeah.
It's just that like y'all need to either talk it out and be honest with each other, or just completely let this go. Otherwise,
I think that they're not gonna walk away from each other though. What I see happening,
I don't feel that either.
They're gonna try to be together. They might try to move together, but it's gonna end up with this 3 of Swords situation.
More secrets. Oh, she's supposed to be here tonight, but probably later. Well, damn. Okay.
This already got all kind of issues. You see how the proof just come falling out?
Let me just say this. When you're dealing with more than one person, you are dealing with a lot of energies, period. Whether it's a woman on woman or man on woman, whatever. The more people that's involved with that one person, say a main person got 2 people on the side, that's more energies that's being involved, period. You know what I mean?
Gotta be careful. Sometimes drain being the third person in that clique. You don't have to actually be with them together sexually to be drained sexually through that, okay? Because they're connected, right? And then you come in, and if you're not energy dominant, I've seen it happen where they bring a third person in and just drain the hell out of that third person. They get sick, things in their life start falling apart, their
We
relationships fall
talked about this. We talked about this. Remember, I said I knew a couple who deliberately would bring in a third person to drain that person's energy. Deliberately did it.
It was wasn't that one of the American Horror Stories where they showed this? I think it was the one where they had the hotel and there was this couple that would go out and they would bring in people, but they would kill them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 That was Lady Gaga and
Yeah,
her the
psychotic.
vampire she made. They bring them in to take their energy and then kill them. So yeah, not so literal like that, but there are people out there who do that.
Say something, Magic. Sometimes people do end up dead fucking around with the wrong people.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
It
I
don't
agree.
the way that they see it on there. The people don't come and they don't physically kill you and gut you, but
Mm-hmm.
what they do to you leads to your demise. See, they show you on TV. They show you in a very demonstrative way because they're trying to get you to understand the process, not that it's going to actually happen that way. Although sometimes it do happen that way. Like from what I see, places like Atlanta, places like Hollywood, where people go thinking they're about to go and become the next star. Like they go literally taking people off the streets just to kill them, just to drain their ass. Thinking, sell you a dream, fatten you up like on Hansel and Gretel, like the witch, feed you, fatten you up, and then kill your ass, like literally. Okay, people, they find dead bodies all the time. They don't report that shit. They don't tell you about it. They don't tell you about all the bodies that's dumped here and there. They ain't got no organs. They ain't got no ass. Because they didn't killed you and took.
Right.
Organs is worth more. Some people don't realize your body has a value.
Yes,
Your
absolutely.
liver and your organs. Hell, yeah, your
Think
melon.
about these, think about these cars, Tracy. Think about these cars that I pulled and the ones Crystal pulled. I mean, these tell a story here. um, that's all I see.
You better let it go. Looks like another love
TKO. You're very welcome.
Let it go, honey.
Let it. Hey, I don't think that's gonna happen, but
I don't think it's gonna happen. Scorpios, they stick their teeth in and hooks in and they stay. But
she in love. Tracy's in love. So I mean,
I
it
know
is what it is.
you
It
know.
is what it is. But I mean, if you want to be happy in a relationship, at the very least, be happy. Then do something about it. I mean, don't. I don't see you shouldn't leave things the way they are now. But hey, just a messenger. You know what I mean?
Well, that was definitely a good share. I think that was the last person.
That was the last person. And yeah, it's getting late. It's getting late.
Yes, I'm ready to wind down.
Yes. Thank y'all so much for being here with me and Oshun tonight. This was fun. Hope y'all got a lot out of your readings here. King Leo, if you're still here, man, can't keep being in denial, bro. Um, uh, that's all I'm gonna say about that.
He got some shadow work to do. I think he's one of the people who got some shadow work that they need to do.
Yeah.
Deal with because Leo is like they like to be happy, so they don't like to deal with those darker emotions. So they'll kind of act. The Leo can be an actor and they'll pretend and they'll be acting seriously. I'm fine. It's perfect. And really in real life they falling apart inside. So.
Well, I mean, I'm a Scorpio moon, so the sex is good too. Thanks.
I thought she said she didn't care nothing about the sex.
She said that. You know what?
About sex, and then she gonna say, "I knew she was lying." I said to myself, "Scorpio, this woman is lying. You are the genitals. Scorpio is the genitals. Okay, you can't tell me that you don't care nothing about no damn sex unless your dick ain't working or your pussy hole been sold up. Like, what's wrong?"
That shit better not be sold up. Oh my god. Oh, elegant granny, you're very welcome. Thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate this. But Yeah, Tracy, you got some things to think about. You do think about sex, so yeah.
I know that's you. You don't care about no sex. Yeah, okay now.
All right, y'all. We're gonna get on out of here. Thanks
All
again,
right.
and namaste, and we will see y'all probably next week.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.